Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm giving you an update on the attacking 4-3-3 custom tactics and instructions that I posted about 2 weeks ago. I still love this formation. It is still my favorite one in the entire game to use. There is lots of great formations. I'll probably do a video next week looking at some of the best formations currently on FIFA. But for me, this is still my favorite. I've updated it, tweaked it a little bit. There's a few little changes I've done. Some that I don't necessarily always use, but might suit other people more. So in this video, we're going to go over that and hopefully give you guys some more stuff to think about and maybe make the formation and tactic even better for you guys. So, it's been very successful for me. Hit rank 1 in Weekend League with it. Top few hundred in the world in Elite Division. And the thing I love about it is it's more fun to use. Lots of goals come with it. Let's get into the actual tactics though. So, for anyone who's watched my videos before, you'll see that I always use, generally speaking, 2 variations of a tactic. So we've got the 4-3-3-5, that is the tactic, or the formation, but this is the tactic that I generally use for most of the game. This formation seems to press really well, because the way that the players tend to be in position after I lose the ball, even when I don't have press after possession loss on, they just seem to be in a position where I can win the ball back very quickly anyway. So because of that, it just works very well to leave it unbalanced. I have upped the depth a little bit from what it was before and lowered the width slightly. That makes it a little bit more compact, a bit better at defending through balls down the middle, and the depth just allows you to press that a little bit better. These, you don't need to change too drastically. I think if you change these and make them really low, you're going to end up inviting a bit too much pressure on, and if you end up going too high, when you're playing in a balanced play style, you're going to leave yourself a bit vulnerable for through balls in behind. For the build-up play, balanced, I don't really ever use anything other than balanced on this, even in my ultra defensive or ultra attacking ones anymore. I've gone back to balance because I find when you go anything else, it just kind of messes up the build-up in general. Balance just seems to work the best. I think a lot of attacking play on FIFA is about using the meta ways of attacking, so it might be through balls, dribbling, 1-2s, crossing when it opens up, but a lot of these get kind of crushed a little bit when you go away from balance, and one of the best things that players who are really good at the game do is they attack in a variety of ways, and when you're not unbalanced, it kind of forces you to attack in a certain way, so you can't be as instinctive. So I do think balance is best. For the chance creation, we go forward runs. Forward runs is not something I generally use on most formations, but the way that this formation works with the instructions, when we get in the centre mids to bomb forward, forward runs just works really well. I've lowered the width a little bit. This formation is mostly about through the middle. Players in box I've kept the same. In terms of this formation and the type of players you want, for people who are new, I'm going to quickly go through the players in terms of what you want. For the left winger and right winger, you want out and out pace. This is the most important position on the pitch in terms of pace. You can't have slow players here. These guys are vital on the counter-attack, vital at stretching teams, so you need players who are really quick. Alawiran, the Saudi king, is the perfect left winger. Right winger, there's lots of options. Eusebio is a bit overkill, but I've got a lot of coins, so I went for him. Eusebio is amazing out there. For your centre forward, this one you really want a 5-star, 5-star. If possible, you need minimum 4-star skills and weak foot, in my opinion. If you don't have 4-star skills or weak foot, you just become too predictable. It's too hard to score against good players. For the centre mids, for the left and right centre mid, you want basically attackers. So you can see I've got 2 really attacking players in Messi and Govu. Ideally a left footer at left centre mid and a right footer at right centre mid. That tends to work best for me. The CDM needs to be good defensively and physically, and ideally very fast. A very fast player is good here because this is such an attacking formation that by having a really rapid, fast CDM, he's going to cover a lot of ground. Because this formation, if you get counter-attacked, it can leave some gaps, so you need to quickly switch to the CDM and cover those gaps. I find when I'm doing coaching that a lot of people really struggle with getting the midfield back in position and then leaving gaps. This formation, you will struggle even more if you do not do what I'm saying here. You need to get the CDM, get him back in position. He's the anchor man that glues the team together. For the defenders, it is pretty standard. You just want the same type of defenders that you want in any formation. Good, quick, strong, good defensively, the same old stuff. The fullbacks, to be fair, do need a little bit more ability on the ball in the average formation. You'll see in my instructions that I have the fullbacks on balanced attack, so the fullbacks do need to be able to be somewhat capable of the ball at least. For the wingers, we are going to stay forward, cut inside, get in behind, get into the box. If one of the changes that I sometimes recommend to people, especially if they struggle with getting quiet on the attack, is change the fullbacks to stay back. It will hurt your attack a little bit, but it will make you a lot more defensively solid. So switch to stay back if you're struggling with that. If you do that, I would put the wingers on balanced width instead of cut inside. The cut inside is kind of for them to tuck into the middle so the fullbacks can overlap them. I find when you go overlap on the fullback, it just drains their stamina more, but doesn't really do a lot, so I don't use that. For the wingers though, stay forward allows you to counter-attack at pace. When you've got that counter-attack on at pace, it's really good. Cut inside, like I say, worked well with the fullbacks. Get into the box, gives you an overload of options. For the centre forward, stay central, stay forward. I've changed him from getting behind to mixed attack. I found when he was on getting behind, his job of linking up playing the middle sometimes just he wasn't there because he was constantly making runs in behind. So I do think mixed attack works better. For the centre mids, the outside ones, you go get forward, get into the box and cover wing. You want them on cover wing because the fullbacks are going to end up pushing up. Again, if the fullbacks are on stay back, change this to cover centre. So it'll make you very sturdy defensively in comparison, but will hurt the attack. But you need these on get forward, get into the box. These guys are going to score a lot of goals. This is why they're attackers. They make overlapping runs which overload the defense. The get forward, get into the box and forward runs from chance creation work really well, and these guys will score a lot of goals. Cut passing lanes, stay back, cover centre on the CDM. You need all those on him. Ideally, like I say, you want someone really fast. That works well with these instructions. For the more attacking version, I've not changed a lot. I've upped the depth a little bit. I'm generally doing that just to help the press a bit. And then I've lowered the width a bit, but it is pretty similar to what it was before. In terms of the instructions, I've put the CDM on balanced attack. This is just to offer a bit more going forward. If you are struggling, go stay back still. You need the fullbacks in balanced attack on this because this formation and this tactic in terms of the press after possession loss one is basically one that I switch to if I'm losing and need a goal. So if you need a goal, need to get back into the game, make sure you switch to this. You can't just stay unbalanced or drop back all game. A lot of people, when I watch them, when I'm doing coaching lessons, I find they lose a game by a goal or two and their opponent just keeps the ball at the end and they're not really pressing. You need to have a tactic that you can switch to and be ready to press. A lot of people don't do that, but it does make a big difference. So that is the tactic. Well, tactics, we've got two of them. That's how you play with it. If you want to see gameplay of it, you can go watch the video I did before. There's not really anything too dissimilar to that. The attacking patterns are still the same. I've not changed anything too drastically. But that previous video will show you gameplay clips. Not everyone cares for those, but if you do, go watch the previous video on it. Yeah, and hopefully it helps you out, guys. This is, for me, the best attacking formation on FIFA 23 in terms of one that's viable to use as an all-time tactic. So, sure, like 3-4-3 might be better, but you're not going to use that as a general tactic. This is a well-balanced one that you can use all game, but is still amazing going forward and gives you a lot of options. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.